Hello and welcome to Live at the Mittlemark Invitational. I'm Roger Eichel and we're here at historic Fenway Golf Club in Scarsdale, New York, site of the 25th anniversary Mittlemark, held each year at this time. Today I'm visiting with two men who are instrumental in growing the Mittlemark into one of the premier amateur golf tournaments in the Northeast. And they are Heath Wassam, head golf professional at Fenway Golf Club for over 20 years, and Paul Herman, longtime chairman of the Mittlemark Committee. Heath, let me start with you. Could you tell us something about the field, how the players are selected to receive an invitation, and a little bit about the format of play?
Thank you, Roger. It's great to be here at Fenway Golf Club. We take the top 15 finishers from the previous year for the event. We also scour the Northeast via college coaches, the MGA player points list, and invite everyone from the top 25 on the points list into the event. We also look at all the local invitationals, the Hochster, the Havemeyer, etc. We invite those champions and anyone who qualifies for U.S. Amateur, U.S. Mid-Amateur, things on the national elite level or even regional level, State Open, Westchester Open, etc. And look at the caliber of play and their playing resumes and send our invites out from there.
Thanks, Heath. Paul, what's the motivation for the club to put this tournament on each year?
Roger, I think the members at Fenway want to be a participant in the golf community, and this is one way that we can give back to that community. A lot of the greatest courses are courses at private clubs, and others don't get to see the course and to play the course, and by inviting some of the best players to come and see the course, again, it's one way that we feel we can give back to the community. These players appreciate great courses, they're into golf course architecture, and when they come and see our course, frankly, they're often blown away. Maybe they didn't know about the course, or they knew of Fenway, but they didn't know how great the course was. And it's a win-win situation for us as well, because they go out after the tournament and they tell others about Fenway and spread the word about how great a golf course it is. So it's good for the club, and we think it's a way of us participating in the greater golf community.
Thanks, Paul. So Heath, who are some of the top players that you've seen in the Mittlemark over the years?
Roger, we've been very fortunate to have had some incredible players go on to incredible things. 2017 MGA Player of the Year, James Nicklaus, just won the Ivies, had an incredible year, lowest stroke average in NCAA across the nation at Yale this year. Our own Josh Goldenberg, who was the #1 player at Penn. Stuart Hagestad went on to win a few years ago, which then vaulted him into his win at the U.S. Mid-Am with an incredible comeback. Birdieing 5 out of his last 6 holes and going on to play in the Masters, which was pretty incredible, seeing him in Butler Cabin as low amateur. And he had gotten kind of his first big win here at the Mittlemark Invitational. And then we've got Andy Sabota, who's played the web.com, won on that tour as well, PGA Tour. And Keegan Bradley, who is a major champion, won the PGA Championship. So the caliber of players that we've had has been pretty incredible.
Thanks, Heath. Paul, there's plenty of rich golf history here at Fenway. Fenway has hosted the Met PGA Championship, the Met Amateur, and of course the Ike Championship. And I believe that in 1937 Fenway hosted a PGA Tour event that actually boasted the largest purse at the time. It featured the likes of Hogan, Snead, and Nelson. So I also believe that Fenway is the only club in America that has had 3 of its head golf professionals play on the U.S. Ryder Cup team. As someone who's been involved in the Mittlemark from the very beginning, Paul, what are some of the highlights that you remember?
Well, thanks, Raj, and I'm glad you mentioned all those historic accomplishments here at Fenway over the years. It's true, and we're very proud about that. When I think about the past 24 years of the Mittlemark, there are a number of highlights, 2 that come to mind, and only one of them really has to do with play on the golf course. But back in 2003, I can remember Nick Cook playing in the tournament. And I remember on the par 4 12th hole, which is what, 440 yards?
40 yards.
Okay, 440 yards. I remember him playing the hole with a driver over the trees that define the dog leg, and then playing a sand wedge to 3 feet from the pin, making the putt for a birdie, and that was en route to a 63, which I think, Heath, is the tournament record, not the course record. I know you hold that.
No, I don't. That's actually Jimmy Wright and Herman Barron at 62 is the course record.
Okay. But you have the modern course record?
63.
Okay, you're very humble. But I think for the tournament, the 63 was a tournament record.
Correct.
And just watching him play his second shot with a sand wedge and hitting it to 3 feet on the 12th hole, to me, was incredible. The other highlight for me didn't take place on the golf course, but happened in 2013. Our 2012 winner was Cameron Young. And we have a little bit of a tradition here at the Mittlemark that the defending champ makes the trophy presentation at the end of the day to the new champion. So Cameron won the tournament in 2012 and had hoped to play and defend his title in 2013, but had a shoulder injury, so he was unable to participate. So the day went on, and we got to the dining room for the hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and trophy presentation. And all of a sudden, Cameron walks in, he's got a sport jacket on, and the reason he was there was to make the trophy presentation to this year's winner. Even though he couldn't play in the event, it was important to him, and it was really an honor for the tournament for him to take the time to come back and make the presentation to the next year's winner. And I never forgot that, and I think that's really a highlight.
Thanks, Paul. Heath, many people watching may not know that for the past 10 years, Fenway has been working with one of the world's top golf architects, Gil Hodge. Could you tell us a little bit about the work that Gil has done on the course, how it has been received by the membership and the general golf community, especially those playing in the tournament today?
Actually, we've been working with Gil for 22 years, a little bit more than 10. We were one of his first jobs. Actually, he left Mr. Tom Doak in architecture and gave us our first restoration plan. And we came back in again 2 years ago, and he gave us a restoration plan from where we stand today. We're bringing back the greens back to what he feels is the most original contours that Tillinghast had in mind. Tree removal, as based upon what the land was at the time as well, was wide open pasture land. So we're trying to get back to that as much as we can, and bringing the players in to showcase all these changes and seeing an old classic golf course standing on its own with the modern player and how far these kids hit the golf ball. It's fun to watch how Fenway can defend itself. The greens are some of Tillinghast's most diabolical creations in the bunkering, so that's where the golf course is really played. And to see these guys come in and struggle and succeed and encounter the Tillinghast track is a lot of fun. And then they go out and tell our story. So they're playing the Garden Cities and the Wingfoots of the world, and they get to compare them.
Paul, are there things regarding the way the Mittlemark is run that set it apart from other amateur tournaments in the area?
Roger, I think there are, and we try to make it a little bit different to make it fun and exciting for the players. Some of the things we do is we have scoreboards on the golf course, and we have live scoring on those manual scoreboards manned by member volunteers, so the players can see how other players are doing. If they're contending, they can see, if they want to look at the scoreboard, how they're doing, and that adds a little bit of excitement. Another thing we do that I think very few other tournaments do is that we change the pin positions between the morning and afternoon rounds, so they're playing, in effect, a little bit of a different golf course in the afternoon from the course they played in the morning. We also encourage and have members come out and volunteer during the day and participate. So I think those things make us a little bit different. We think it's fun. We enjoy doing things to make the tournament as professional as it can be.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time today and providing us a look inside this outstanding tournament. And congratulations on the 25th anniversary.
Thank you.
As a reminder, the Mittlemark will be played on May 16th, and spectators are welcome. So if you have time, why don't you stop over at Fenway Golf Club in Scarsdale and see some truly great players and watch how they fare on this championship track. For Live at the Mittlemark Invitational, I'm Roger Eichel, and thank you for watching.